Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Kickin with Kwaydr Podcast. This is episode number, I think, 6. Just wanted to say thank you guys all for listening. Thank you guys all for being a part of this community that I'm trying to establish for myself and just trying to build a good group of people around me. It's been really nice to have the support that I've had from those of you, so thank you. I actually wrote some notes for this week's episode because I feel like sometimes I get off of topic and I feel a little bit bad about that, so come here. Oh, Daisy wants to play, of course. Alright, so I figured I would give a background of why I wanted to start a podcast. The main reason was, well, I don't know, I just like talking, so that was one of the things, and I like listening to podcasts, so I figured why not start my own. And sorry, Daisy's whining at me. She wants to play real bad. Look at her. Days. But yeah, so I wanted to start. Hey, please. I just started and you were being really chill up until like 2 seconds ago. Thank you. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to start a podcast because essentially my dog is driving me nuts. Get in there. Get in. Had to put her in her kennel. I'm sorry. My apologies for the interruption. I was not expecting this episode to go like this, but sometimes that's just how it works. Anyway, why I wanted to start this podcast. Basically, one day I'm gonna die. As awful as it is to think about, my physical being won't be any longer on this earth. And I figure if I have all the equipment and the drive to do so, why not do something that I'm passionate about? Something that I want to try. Something I've been trying to do more recently, just try and see if things work out. If they don't, it's fine. At least you can say you tried, right? And then, I don't know why I wrote this one down, but I feel like people might ask, so where I got my name. So my name is Quaid, and spelled Quaid. And actually, it's kind of a fun story. I had a grandmother who passed away before I was born, and for some reason I have these vivid memories of this dream that I had where I visited her, like just me and her had a conversation, and I remember it very vividly. And I have this very special connection with her, it seems like. But she passed away before I was born. And as strange as it sounds, she had a dream that I was going to be named Quaid shortly before she passed away. And shortly before I was born. So I just have a very special connection with her, and I feel like her spirit lives within me. And it's nice because I don't have the best relationship with my grandparents outside of her and my other deceased ones, which is really unfortunate because I feel like I'm running out of family that I can actually say that it feels like family, aside from my close family to an extent. But yeah, family is just something that I'm not I don't know how I feel about mine sometimes, but I try to just love regardless. But the reason why I have struggles with some of my family members is because I feel I never got the love that I deserved from them. I've always been kind of a quirky, different, out there person, which I feel like makes me kind of special. And they didn't really see it that way. They, would say derogatory things to me and just awful stuff that as a kid you don't really want to hear. But in the long run, I think I kept on the direction that I wanted to for myself. And I think I'm pretty happy with who I've become through that. But another part of that wasn't even my family. It was my mom had this boyfriend when I was growing up, and he said some really awful things to me. I don't really know what the terms to consider abuse are, but let's just say he called me a lot of names that hurt me, especially being a kid who was into like kind of different things. I've always been into fashion, and I've always been into art and photography, and just, I don't know, not, I guess, being from a very small town in Idaho, not something that is typically expected from a kid from there. A lot of kids from there, they like to do outdoorsy things like hunting and fishing, which I don't know. It just never really was my thing, which, don't get me wrong, I totally respect the hard work behind both crafts, but they just were never things that really piqued my interest. I like to go out with my dad when he would go fishing and take photos, and I got a camera around, I want to say like sophomore year of high school, and that's especially when I like to go out and go fishing with him. And he always supported me in everything that I did, which was really cool. My dad's my best friend, and he's just like, hey, if you want to just come out and take pictures, that's totally cool. That's totally fine with me. And that was pretty awesome, because I felt bad in a way, or felt like not masculine in some ways, especially by the names that I was called by my mom's boyfriend. And I don't know, he just made me really like hard on myself for no reason. But luckily I had my dad, who was like my main dude. He understood me, and he still does, kind of. Like he likes that I'm doing this podcast, and he likes that I'm making music. Sometimes he doesn't understand it, but nonetheless he supports me through and through with everything that I do. Bars. Yeah, so I just feel like I was kind of emotionally and verbally abused by my mom's boyfriend, so he can go bark himself, dude. That's all I gotta say about that. But I'm a stronger person now because of it, so I guess whatever, man. I'm still doing my thing, and yeah, I don't know. But okay, so I'm not homophobic at all, but he always would like call me gay and shit. And that kind of bugged me because because like I've always been into girls. That's just plain and simple. And when he would call me those things, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know why it made me hurt so bad. Because I don't know, you know? And it's like, I feel like through my whole life now, I've had to prove to people that I'm straight, even though I'm into fashion and clothes design and music and art and just, I mean, I guess things that maybe are typically feminine. I don't know. I don't know why it bugs me so much, honestly. But I've noticed that recently I'm like, no, you know who you are. And I think those things just bugged you because they were derogatory at the time. And it's like, I guess now I could really care less what people think about me because I know who I am. And that's a really nice thing to know. Yeah, so it's nice being able to share these things with you guys and just be myself. You know, I'm just kind of talking into a void, talking into a really bright light, honestly. My eyes are kind of hurting, but I'm doing this for you. And I hope you guys like the quality of this episode more than the ones that I've had previously, because I feel like hopefully this one will be the best quality so far. I rearranged my room, as you can see. There's now a couch in here. Put my guitar in here. I'm gonna learn that this week. Yeah, I just cleaned up, got organized, and that's a really nice thing to do when you're feeling some type of way. Yeah, so I I guess with actually this kind of ties into my next note on my notepad here. I've been seeing a lot of comments from people that live around me talking about, there's all that whole Kanye West, Pete Davidson stuff going on. And a lot of these guys that are from the area that I'm from talking about how Pete dresses and all this stuff. They're like talking about his clothes. And these are all like, I don't know, what you would consider, I guess, the typical like masculine type guys. And I just kind of find it funny that they've now, like, when did these guys turn into fashion gurus? When did they start knowing shit about clothing and styling and, how to color block and, all these hot words and keywords that go along with fashion? But I don't know. I'm like, they're kind of bagging on him, like saying like, how the heck is this guy Kanye's like antagonist in life? Yeah, I'm sure you guys have all seen the memes, but I just think it's kind of funny. My response to pretty much all of them is the reason that you're bagging on Pete's like clothing and stuff like that is probably the reason why you aren't with a girl that looks like Kim K. If you take his fashion that seriously, like, I don't know if you've done any research on him, but he seems like a pretty fucking cool dude. I would be friends with him. He's kind of got that I don't really care what other people think of me attitude, which is something I'm really trying to do and be more like lately. Yeah. Truly, shout out Truly. Always got a tall boy for my episodes. But yeah, those are some things that I had just thought of throughout this week and felt I should share. I don't think this is going to be a super long episode, but as you can see, there's no guest. It's just me by myself and me with you. So, and I think it's kind of nice having this couch set up too. Kind of feels like we're just sitting there face to face, having a conversation with one another. Hopefully you feel like you're here with me. And yeah, because I think company is something that I've been truly needing. And I think actually, I've been reaching out to people to get that more. And it's been nice because it's been received well. We had a bonfire at our house this weekend. That was really fun. Me and old Dalio. Excuse me. Yeah, me and old Dale had a bonfire. I pulled out the old DJ mixer. Played a little countertop set for the homies. Always so much fun. I just love anytime I get to play music for people, and especially recently because the music, I can actually play my own music too, and it sounds pretty decent coming out them speakers, so something to be proud of. Actually, yeah, I just made a song. I finished it up today. I guess, I don't know if it's finished yet, but I've never re-listened to one of my own songs so many times in a good way. It didn't take that long to make. It's pretty chill, but it's the most intricate piece of work I've made. And I am so proud of it. Like, it feels like a piece of art. And that's something that I've been striving for. I think, personally, I don't know if I'm going to have the sample be cleared or not, because who knows, but I think if anything, I have another sample that I'm going to put in there of my previous roommate. Rest in peace, Jake. You guys, I think, know the story, but yeah, so I have some samples that I might use of him in there instead, but really excited about this tune. And if anybody's curious to hear it, I haven't put it public on SoundCloud yet because I'm nervous that it'll get taken down for copyright reasons, but I guess if it does, I still have the song. But yeah, if you're curious about hearing that, let me know, because I would love to share. I love sharing my music. I love sharing myself, honestly, with the world. Dale, this weekend, he told me he was very proud. He could see how happy I've been lately. And I have been. I've been like almost actually truly happy. And don't get me wrong, I've still got my little spurts of depression, my spurts of anxiety. I don't think they're ever going away, unfortunately, but I've been doing a lot better job at handling them. And man, I'm really thankful for a lot of things in life. And it's been a long time since I can say that. And I know I keep saying that, but I don't know if a lot of you understand how long it's been since I've been able to like genuinely say that I'm happy. So thank you guys, and I'm glad you're all a part of it. And like I said, the reason I wanted to make this podcast was because I kind of want to just leave a piece of me behind, because even if these don't benefit anybody right now, who knows if they benefit somebody in the future. Or not even at all, because I'm benefiting myself by just doing something I like to do. I'm taking it a little bit more seriously. But I'm not taking life so serious. And I just feel a little bit free. I feel like I'm kind of floating. And it's crazy because I'm not even on drugs. I know some of you listening are probably like, oh, this guy's like, you need to chill out on them psychedelics, on them mushrooms or whatever. No, I'm not. I haven't done psychedelics in a while, so proud of myself for that too. Feel like I've been actually healing myself in a good way. I also kind of got off topic on the last podcast, and I was mentioning how I thought that the world may have ended on 2012, and then mentioned Austin like screwing up his knee, and then I didn't really finish my point. So I kind of wanted to finish that point and say, like, I guess in a way, like, Austin's world seemed to have maybe, like, kind of, as awful as this sounds to say, as awful as it is to say, I feel like that kind of ruined his life, and it, like, his life just kind of, like, stopped right there on that day. And it's, like I said, it was a stretch. It might be a stretch for me to say that, but who knows? I'm just curious to know what would have happened maybe in his life had he not torn his ACL that day. But, you know, we can always ponder. We'll never have the answers to these questions. But I think it's positive to talk about these things, even if they're hard. And I've been a lot better at doing that lately. I may talk a lot, but that's why I tell people I got a podcast now, so if I'm talking too much, just let me know and I'll link you to an episode. Because I got plenty to say. Yeah. I'm just curious, and I want more people to get, like, involved with this, so I guess got a couple questions for anybody who's listening, made it this far. What drives you to achieve your goals? Is it by admiration for what you're doing? Is it out of personal success and just seeing your progress? Is it, I don't know, what? That's a good, I think it's a good thing to ask people what motivates them. Also, back to just, sorry, I'm bouncing around again. Back to friends and, you know, company and stuff like that. I've just been spending more time with friends lately, and it's fun to ask your friends, like, what positive things have happened to them throughout the week. Because if you ask that, and if you just pose your questions in a positive way, it's fun, the positive conversations you have. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure my fucking microphone is on the right setting. I'm like, this whole time, gosh, why don't I check these things before I start? It's pretty unedited stuff, you know, but I hope you guys like the rawness of it. I shaved my face so I look a little less dingy, but I'm getting my stubble back. I think I like my face shaved a lot more than I like it with hair. Just kind of looking at myself right now. I try not to be vain, though. I really do try not to be vain. But I am trying to not, you know, hate myself like I used to. I'm trying to, I don't know, yeah, why is it that I would, you know, tell myself these awful things about myself? Because now I look at my, you know, myself, and I'm pretty proud of the body that I have and the person that I am, and I don't know, I think I'm pretty attractive now, and it's weird. I feel like ever since I've started feeling that way, I look more attractive, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to swoon you into thinking I'm attractive. But if you do, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm sure you're a beautiful soul. I don't know what to say. What am I saying? Who cares? I'm by myself. Just talking to a camera. So, you know, just, do you guys ever do that? Do you just talk to yourselves? Because I apparently do. This is one of those moments where I'm doing that. I think, though, it's important to have conversations with yourself. I don't know. I've had like 2 drinks of this Truly, so I'm probably going to keep going until this beezy's gone. So I have some friends who had a DJ show last night, and I texted them in the middle of the day and asked them if it'd be okay if I came through and played a couple of my songs. And they're like, yeah, man, that'd be totally cool. Awesome. I thought, I can go in, play a couple of my new tracks that I haven't been able to play live, and see what they sound like on a sound system. A bigger sound system than I'm used to or than I have. That was about like 4 o'clock that I messaged them, and then I laid down in bed. It's gonna take a little nappy nap, couple hours. I thought, wake up at midnight, 8-hour nap. My friend texts me, hey, can you give me a ride home? I've been drinking. I went to this beer fest thing, brew fest, and I need a ride home. I was like, yeah, I can come get you. She's like, I got some gas money for you. All right, sweet. I could use some gas money. So yeah, I go and pick her up, and it was a nice experience. I like the house that I went to go pick her up as, one of my other friends' house, that they have like 2 pit bulls, and oh my gosh, they're just the sweetest dogs. They're the Swedish dogs. They're Swedish dogs. Yeah, they're really, really sweet. But I was just kind of chilling with them. Brought my friends home. And after that, it was about 12:30. I was like, I still got an hour and a half. Maybe I'll swing by the bar. Maybe I'll see if they'll still let me DJ for a little bit. I pull up and watch for about 10 minutes or so, waiting for the bartender. And also the bartender took forever to turn around and address me. So thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, but anyway. Got my beer, was chilling, go up to the stage. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Sorry, I slept till literally midnight, so my bad. He's like, I didn't think you were gonna make it out. God, my apologies for the freaking hiccups, dude. These Trulies, they be getting me going. Be getting me all some hiccupy. 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 Hickama? That's a thing, right? Yeah, hickama pee. Lick my pee. No, don't lick my pee. You don't want to do that. What was I saying? So let's, I guess, change topic here. Now I feel bad because I feel like, oh, yeah, I go up to the stage and they're like, oh, hey, dude, you showed up. We didn't think you were gonna make it here. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to either, but I managed to get myself out. So what up? They're like, you want to hop on for the last 30 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And man, I am so bummed. I didn't have any of my new songs that I wanted to play. So didn't get to do that, but that's what you get. I just kind of grabbed the first USB that I saw on my desk, and it was the one I used for the last show that I played with them. So I was like, oh, it's got music on it at least. But yeah, I didn't have like a set planned out or anything like that, and it went it was like one of the better like performances I think I've had, just based on crowd responses to some of my songs, because like some of them, like people went off, dude. It was great. I've never had a crowd of like, I don't know, probably 30 people just get lit like that. Well, I can't say that, but like it was fun. It was a good time. And people like knew my name. I didn't even have a microphone, so I couldn't even introduce myself. I just hopped on. And people were like, yeah, Kwaydr, he's here. And yeah, so I don't know. I felt special, Felt like I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm doing it well. And people are starting to recognize me. So, yeah, that's nice. Just, pat myself on the back for that a little bit. I don't know. I'm just, I'm feeling more positive lately. I'm feeling pretty good about life. I feel like things are starting to work the way they were always supposed to. I guess I don't think I really believe in free will. I don't think I do. That's another good question, I think, to ask you guys. Do you believe in free will? Do you believe we live in a simulation? I don't know. I said that so weird. Do you believe that we live in a simulation? Did I say it the exact same way that I said it before? Maybe. I don't know. I guess since I'm kind of introducing myself now and on episode 6, weird time to introduce myself more, get to know me better. Yeah, like I said, I'm really into clothing and fashion, so I guess I should talk about some of the fashion designers that I'm into and why I'm into them, why I like them. So to start, my personal favorite style trope or just subgenre of fashion in the past probably 2 or 3 years has been fashion called techwear, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. It's got, basically urban, like the way I like to describe it, urban tactical ninja all mixed together. And then there's, subgenres within that too. Like, I guess there's this thing called warcore, which sounds dope. And then horrorcore, I think is something, or horror wear. I think I'm talking about music genres now. Anyway, there's subgenres within techwear, and so I guess some of my favorite designers, obviously the GOAT within techwear is his name is Errolson Hugh. He designs for a clothing brand called Acronym, based out of, I believe, Berlin, Germany, or Berlin. I don't know things, man. I really don't. But yeah, I think that's where they're from. And he's just really tech forward when it comes to creating his garments, which I think is really cool. And I mean, they're really expensive, sure, some of his pieces, but they're worth the price for, I mean, there's some gimmicky functionality in some of them, but they're interesting quirks nonetheless. And I think the more fun you can have with your clothing, the better off you kind of, I don't know, the more I like to wear clothes that have little kind of just fun things about them. It's like some Stolen Girlfriends Club. I've noticed their tags, they have little fun sayings on them. I think on their wash tag it says Stolen Girlfriends Club says, if you want to know who your real friends are, get a jail sentence, or something along those lines. And I don't know, I just think that's fun to read those little kind of quirky things throughout clothing because if you're paying a little bit higher price for things, you might as well get a little bit of fun out of it. And I think clothing's meant to be fun. It's meant to be experimental, and it's meant to be functional too. So with all these, people that are like, oh, you gotta wear a Wrangler, you gotta wear a Levi, or you gotta wear a Carhartt and all this stuff. And it's like, well, I wear all of those, but it depends on the day and if they are serving me the function that I need them for that day. Because I do look at each piece of clothing as a functional piece of my body that is an extension of my body. And it's also the way that people see you. So some days I like to be seen as a little bit more edgy. Some days I like to be seen as a little bit more dark. Some days I like to be seen as a total hippie. And some days couldn't really tell you. I just kind of wear what feels right for the day or what seems fitting for the situation I'm going to be in. Yeah. I think when you look at clothing, and I also buy stuff with the idea that I'm going to have it for a long time in mind. So some of the fashion that I've gotten recently, it's been some of the pieces of clothing I've gotten recently has been like, like this other designer I'm really into. His name is Matthew Michael Williams. He's the head designer for 1017 Aleeks 9SM. Probably my favorite brand right now. And I just like what he does with the form of clothing. The way that he has different functionality. And he's got this signature cobra buckle that he uses. I think it's called a cobra buckle. I have one of his necklaces and one of his shirts. But yeah, I really like, and the idea that he uses organic cotton on the shirt that I bought anyhow. And it's simple, but I just think it's a really, it sounds dumb, but I think it's a simple but elegant piece. It's nice. Yeah, Stolen Girlfriends Club, they're just probably they're in the tie for first with Aleeks. Because they aren't as technical, but they have really cool, excuse me, they have really cool, leather goods and bags, and they have a signature zipper, just the end of a zipper. That's it says Stolen, and I don't know. I just like the aesthetic of that. And shout out to Murph. He gave me this shirt for his company 208 Wraps, his vinyl company that we were talking about on the last episode. And normally I would try to showcase one of my pieces of clothing that I spent a lot of money on for this show, but actually I don't really try to spend that much money on clothes. That Aleek shirt that I got, it was supposed to be $160. I got it for 50. Just got to know when the sales are, And it's weird buying designer on sale, but it happens. You can do it. With the internet, you can do anything. If you're curious of a website to go to do that, Essence is a good one. End Clothing, Atkins, Akenz. If you're into the techwear stuff, there's this brand called Hamkiss on there that they sell. I love that brand, but really expensive, or too expensive for me anyhow, and their stuff doesn't go on sale that cheap, so gotta get the sales when you can. Shout out to another brand, Orbit Gear. They're from Indonesia. They're just a small company. They make bags, but they do make clothes as well. Their bags are really cool. They're designed pretty much after the acronym. I think it's called don't remember. Acronyms names are just acronyms of what the 3A, that's what it is, because it's 3A stands for third arm, which is their side bag, their messenger bag. You can't see it, it's not in frame, but there's one. This is, actually, I'll pull it out. I think I just gave you guys a free shot of my booty there, so you're welcome. But this is a Orbit Gear bag. Now I'm just doing reviews. And yeah, it's just a nice little messenger bag to throw all your stuff in during the day. Keys, wallet, phone, all that stuff. Maybe if you're going to somebody's house, you can bring your snacks and all that. Whatever's going on. It's nice to have a little bag like that. I had one stolen from me, that really sucked. So whoever you are that stole that, you can suck my toes. Also, I think I just gave you guys a free little booty shot, so you're welcome. These pants I got from my dad. which is so dope because my dad just gives me like a lot of his old clothes. And these pants were from when he was in the Air Force, so that's pretty cool. I don't know why I got off onto a wardrobe tangent, but I'm just kind of explaining what I'm into, what my interests are, because I don't think a whole lot of people know how interested in fashion I am. Because I feel like I know like every fashion designer out there right now. I'm not gonna list all of them because I know it'll just bore you guys, but yeah, I mean, if you're curious about any of the clothing that I wear, I'll definitely recommend you to some really good brands that make very high quality stuff. Like I said, the price tag on some of the stuff might be a little bit higher than what you want to pay for clothes, but you're paying for good quality stuff. I'm also curious if I'm getting tinnitus because I get like a high pitch ring in my ear every now and then. Little nervous about that, but what can you do? But I'm kind of running out of things to say. I guess I feel like I shared a little bit more about myself with you guys, and it feels good to do that. To those of you who have tuned in to any of these episodes, like I say every time, thank you so much. It means a lot to have you guys listen to me and just kind of chill and kick it with Kwaydr, you know? It's nice. And yeah, leave some comments, whatever you feel like doing. Let me know how you've been this week. Let me know if there's something that you're struggling with that maybe you would like to know how I handle, or maybe there's something that's causing you to not be fully invested in what it is that you want to be doing. Anything, you know, if you got any questions, comments, just anything to let me know that you're there with me, they're always appreciated. So I think with that, take care of you guys. With that, take care of yourselves this week. And just if you are struggling with doing that, just do the best you can. Because I know it ain't easy all the time. Just know that the world and the universe is there to support you, and we love you. I believe in you. I'm starting to believe in me too. So with that, thanks again for tuning in. Have a wonderful week. And let somebody that you love know that you love them. All right, much love.